Hey guys, welcome back again. Dave's Dimension, welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel where chaos and insanity will always reign supreme. Welcome back for yet again another unbox experience through the dimension itself. Welcome to the channel where chaos and insanity rule and where we have another unbox. Now this guy is something that people are trying to hunt down and they're not able to find. Just about if he is hitting a Target store, most Target stores are only getting about one of these, at least from what I've heard so far, guys. Who is he? What is he? He's Batman Beyond. I was able to score my hands on this. Now this is not the single one. This is the Build-A-Figure. Cannot find a single one anywhere. I was looking at possibly ordering him through Amazon or Entertainment Earth. But I figured if I can find our boy Batman Beyond here, then I figured I would just go ahead and grab him. Okay? Now, I'm not a Build-A-Figure person, so I really don't know what I'm going to do with the Build-A-Figure part. I may just store him. Who knows? I may come across the rest of the line and build him. Now, on here, they show three very cryptic-looking figures that we would use to build this figure. So it had to be interesting to see once it's unveiled, because all it says is coming, there we go, coming soon. No information, very cryptic. Now he's currently priced at $24.99 at your local Target. If you can get your hands on it, go for it, guys. As I said, there's also links for him at Entertainment Earth and a few other spots. I'm going to find a few links, drop it in the comment section below in case you guys are on the hunt. Again, this is a McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse figure, Batman Beyond. Now, obviously, if you take a closer look, there's going to be some very, very subtle differences from the actual animated series. Not terrible, but I mean, this is Todd McFarlane's interpretation of Batman Beyond, aka Terry McGinnis. If you're a fan of the series, you know who Terry McGinnis is, you know Batman Beyond. If you're not, here's a little synopsis. Many, many, many years after Bruce Wayne got old and could no longer sustain being Batman due to his health and his body, he decided to hang up the cape and cowl for good. Becoming a recluse in his mansion. Okay? Well, one day, in the future, of course, Neo Gotham, a young man named Terry McGinnis, who's a bit of a hothead, finds out that, he's out in town with his girlfriend. There's a gang of jokers. Yes, that in the future you have gangs called jokers, and there's a whole bunch of other stuff. It's craziness. You can actually, if you're interested in checking out the cartoon, the animated series is on HBO Max, along with the original Batman animated series as well. So you might want to check that out. I can leave a link in the description for HBO Max as well. Okay? So what's very cool about that is young Terry McGinnis, he's trying to stop the Jokers from harassing his friends. They are basically chasing him down. He, takes one of their motorcycles and he's trying to escape. Gets lost and suddenly is near Wayne Manor. And the Jokers corner him. They start attacking him. He's fighting them, kind of holding his own for a minute. And then suddenly a shadowy figure emerges with a cane. It's old Bruce Wayne. And he actually comes to Terry's aid, and the two of them fight off a gang of Jokers, which is pretty awesome. But then Bruce collapses. Terry helps him into the house, and that's where he gets the medicine for Bruce. And as Terry's about to leave, he hears a flapping sound. There's a bat stuck in a grandfather clock, which, if you're familiar with the animated series, was the secret entrance to the Batcave. Terry sees this little animal, wants to try and help it. He tries to open up the grandfather clock to free the bat, and he does that in more ways than one. He finds the secret entrance and he finds the Batcave. Of course, Bruce shoos him away, kicks Terry out, and also later on that night, Terry loses his father, very similar to Bruce losing his parents at a young age. But Terry knows that something has to be done. Eventually, due to some craftiness on his part, and apprehension from Bruce, Terry steals the suit. Not the original Batman suit, but a new high-tech suit. Rocket boosters in the feet, cloaking technology, muscle enhancements, the whole 9 yards. Okay? He steals the suit, and later on, reluctantly, they form a partnership. Bruce in the Batcave, piloting and mentoring Terry McGinnis, and Terry is now the new Batman. While still in high school. So, it's got a very fun take of it. In fact, the voice of Terry McGinnis is done by Will Friedle, who was actually one of the actors from Boy Meets World, the older brother, Eric. So, that was very surprising, and he does a magnificent job doing the voiceover work. Of course, we get Kevin Conroy back as Batman, the more gruff, older Batman, and, there are some villains that make reappearances. There was even a spin-off animated movie, Batman Beyond, The Return of the Joker, which, of course, had Mark Hamill coming back, and it was very intense and very awesome. So, I highly recommend you guys check it out. But what do you say we check this guy out? Okay, we got... No, I'm not using Well, it's Batman Beyond. I gotta use Bat Blade. So there we go. Again, I've been waiting for a very good Batman Beyond figure. There are some older ones that you can get, but they're also a lot more, money-wise. Let's get this open. There we go. There we go. So here we are. Jesus, Mother Joseph. There we go. You got to pull this out because you get his little tech specs and story card, and also his little figure stand right there, guys. They really use a ton of plastic on these guys. They seal it very good, but then it can be a pain trying to get them out. Yeah, don't mind this. A little Lego Batmobile I have. Just so happen to have it sitting on my desk here, so I apologize, guys. Cough medicine. Sinuses, allergies, what can I say? So let's put that to the side. Of course, we got our nice little DC branding here. Now, on the back of the card we have, let's break out the brainy specs here. Whoa. Let's just do that. Terry McGinnis was just an ordinary teenager until his father was mysteriously killed. Suspecting foul play, Terry meets an older, bitter Bruce Wayne and learns a secret hidden for decades. When Bruce refuses to help, Terry steals and dons the high-tech, tricked-out Batsuit in a quest to avenge his father's death as Batman. So there we go. And here we are. Of course, you got the cape right here that sticks out. Now, I believe, I want to say, I've seen a few people do some videos, and I don't think both parts of the cape come off, which I really wish they would, because in the cartoon, he did not have this kind of laying down like a cape. He would just kind of like extend his arms out, and these would flap out so he could glide. So, there is that. I'm going to pause you guys for a second while I pull them out of the plastic. Okay, guys, so here we are. We got the Build-A-Figure piece, which is a variation of some kind of Brother Eye Joker Batman hybrid, which is looking kind of freaky and kind of twisted. Now, when I took this out, you had these little pieces which are supposed to help lock in the other arm joints. So we're just going to keep that to the side because, like I said, I really don't know what I'm going to do with him. He looks like a variation of a Brother Eye. Like I said, red eyes, Joker head here. It looks very twisted, very nightmarish. We're just going to set him to the side there, guys. Okay. So, we have Terry. Now, what's very different here is, as you can see, he's got complete face covering for his mouth. Now, in the animated series, it made it look like you can see his mouth, like you could talk, you could see him smiling, grinning. You could see that. Obviously, they took some poetic license here, and it's just completely covered. Okay. Now, also, like I said, you got his little wings here that will extend out. Because, like I said, there's also little tabs on his wrist here, which are supposed to connect right into the wings. So when he's gliding, he kind of rotates. So you have a little tab right here. And that goes right into the groove, the little slot right there, guys. Now, the wings themselves are a nice, durable, but bendable plastic. Kind of a nice, thick rubber right here. Now, I've seen some people that say they can detach the one wing, but not both. To me, that just, it doesn't make. I mean, I wish we could detach both completely off of him. Another thing that's weird is his belt. His belt was not red in the back in the animated series. It was just pretty much a silver belt with these compartments, and the dial was a little bit smaller. Okay, the dial was he had a small like red button in the center, and it was more of a dial where he could turn on his invisibility or use different components here. But I mean, all in all, this is kind of a I almost want to say a bit of a hybrid of an Arkham Knight and Batman Beyond look to it. I like the nice, enlarged, pronounced Batman Beyond logo. A lot of people that don't know, they will look at this and they'll say, "Oh, why does he have a Batwoman symbol?" No, yes, the symbol was used for Batwoman, but this was also used for Batman Beyond. So, there we go. Let's take a look at the joints. If you've had a multiverse figure before, you know that the front part of the foot will bend. I love how pointy they have it, just like they did in the animated series. You get some nice, good joints here. They don't feel too stiff or too loose. I've had a few ankle joints that felt very loose. These do not. This does not. Now, you do get some extra hands here. We get holding hands. Basically, an open hand where he can hold, because he does come with some Batman Beyond batarangs. So literally, you could have both hands, because you get a left and a right, of course. You get one set of hands. So you can have it so that both hands have the batarangs extended, which is very cool. Speaking of batarangs, right now I'm doing a little bit of a contest. If I can reach 150 subs to this channel, that's 150 people hitting that red button below and following the channel, hitting the bell for notifications. If we can get up to 150, I will actually be giving away. I'm going to do a live stream, and we're actually going to do a drawing for a NECA Batman Batarang. This is based off the 1989 Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. And it's very cool that in the recent news it's been confirmed that he will be reprising that role in the Flash movie, which is, I guess, going to have a variation of the Flashpoint storyline. So, that's very cool. So if you're a Batman fan, you definitely want to follow us. Hit the bell for notifications so you can get notifications as to when I will be doing that live, because it's going to depend on how quickly we hit 150. And also, I have another NECA item, not Batman related, but another NECA item I'm going to be giving away if we can get to 200. And that's going to be very exciting, guys. But here we are. Here's, again, a nice little close-up. The ears are not too pointy. Everything looks fantastic here. This looks like a more rugged look for Batman. If they did a movie if they did a live action movie, I think this is pretty close to what we would expect to see that suit and that movie character to look like. I mean, you have your basic, again, these just untab right here, untab right here, and they can just go down like that. If you have a DC Multiverse character, you got the basic torso joints. Head has full rotation here. Head does not come off. Does have some tilt. Like, he's like, really? Really? You're going to do that? You know. So you got a lot of articulation here. A lot of movement. You know, if you want to do a pose or maybe he's flying upwards, you can get a little bit of his head. Now see, that one just popped right off. I think because I was tilting it, it shows you it's just on a little peg. It's not broken off or anything. I really wish this part would come off, but as you can see, it really doesn't. So I'm just going to peg that back in. There we go. I mean, this doesn't look bad as a pose. You know, just kind of like maybe put it out like that. This looks like that could be pretty decent. Let's pop the hands out. There we go. Now, unlike some other manufacturers, it's the wrist, it's the actual wrist that has the ball joint and the hand pops onto it. So, there we go. We popped his hand on. And let's throw a... Oh, I threw the wrong hand on him. I actually threw his left hand onto his right wrist. Yeah, I know. I'm losing it. So there we go. We can get kind of like him holding the batarang. Gotta play around with this because he's got more of a claw-like hand. Let me see, would the other hand work better? Yeah, I think this one works better here. It's an open hand. So let's do that very quickly here. There we go. And I like that they gave us multiple batarangs to hose him with. Let's go back to the main view. Now, of course, I am going to have to play around with this to see what's going to be the best pose. It's going to be interesting to see what kind of movements, because with some of the Marvel, I shouldn't say Marvel, I'm sorry, DC Multiverse, I've done kind of a kneeling pose, but he's got some pretty long legs right there, guys. Might try something like that, perhaps. Kind of like the look of that. Yeah, that looks pretty, I like that. I just have to balance the foot joints here a little bit so I can get the right kind of a stance. But also, I think the wings here will actually come out, will actually work out as a way to support him. Because this right here, this will add as a little extra stand here to kind of support him right there. So what do you guys think? And that's without using the little stand right here. And this is just, this is not a flat surface, this is my little mouse desk pad right there. But I really love this. And I wish I could legally get away with throwing the Batman Beyond theme in here, even if it's for 30 seconds, just so you can see how awesome this is. Because if you ever watch the animated series, there's a scene where he's kind of like posing like this, similar to this, anyways. But this is definitely. I mean, I picked him up for $24, and he's definitely worth it. Definitely worth it. Let's see how well does he peg in. I can still give him the peg in, but I mean, even without the stand, I mean this. I mean, you really can't go wrong with that, guys. I mean, he really turns out extremely well. So, are any of you guys jumping on Batman Beyond? And if so, are you going to get the Build-A-Figure? Or do you want the single one? Because there's another one that actually features him on a stand with some power boost, like some rocket effects. I would like to get that. That would mean I'd have a second figure. I may try and do that later down the line, because I really would like to be able to do some rocket effects, but even if not, I mean, he just, the detail on here, it's just tremendous right there. McFarlane has been doing really great. I'm glad that this is a Batman Beyond. He's been doing, a lot of people have been complaining about, he's doing nothing but Batman figures for the most part. And yes, we do need a change up, but I guess Target is also going to have Shriek and a few other Batman Beyond characters, so I'm really looking forward to that. But they really killed it. I really love this figure. It looks tremendous. And, I mean, the detail on the Batarangs is awesome. I mean, this is perfect. Now, I would have liked it if they could have thrown in a few of the unextended Batarangs. Because in the series, he would pull out, basically, it would look like this, but just kind of collapsed. And then he would kind of like flip and it would extend out. Kind of a snap. But, I mean, even without that, this looks fantastic. This looks really fantastic. I love this. The only thing I'm just not crazy about is kind of the cape, the wings, but, you know, I'm still going to give this a 9.5 out of 10. That's my score. 9.5 out of 10 on this. It's an amazing figure. I love the data card that we get here. Shows Terry McGinnis, 6 foot, 198 pounds. I wish. But there we are. Batman Beyond, Build-A-Figure. Let me know in the comment section below if you're aiming for the Build-A-Figure, are you aiming for the single one by itself, or are you maybe going to do both? I jumped on him because I didn't know the likelihood of me getting the other figure. So I jumped on him right away. He was in store. A lot of people have been having a hard time finding him. So it was a no-brainer. I was going to do it. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts. So there we are. There's our video, our little unbox of Batman Beyond Build-A-Figure. I still don't know what I'm going to do with the torso. I may just stow it, or if I come across a friend who needs this, maybe I will just simply hand it off to them. But there we are. Again, I really love the look of this figure. This is definitely going to set my little Batman selection, my Batman collection apart now. I have so many. I have other stuff. I mean, I have some insane unboxes coming through, guys. So, you definitely want to look forward to those. Again, thank you guys for checking out the channel. Thank you for checking out the Dimension, the channel where chaos and insanity always reign supreme. If you haven't already, hit that little red button below and hit that bell for notifications so you can follow us for more videos that are coming through the pipeline. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. If you have some criticisms, some comments, some concerns, some queries, hit me up in the comments section below. Or better yet, hit me up at Dave's Dimension on Instagram or at davesdimension78@gmail.com. And as always, I want you to hit that description below. In that description below, I'm going to have links for Batman Beyond, the series, the figure where you can pick it up at, and also, I'm going to have my 5 YouTube Warriors. Those are 5 channels from content creators in the community that I'm putting their links in my description, so you guys can check them out, see some amazing content, and some awesome creators, guys. So until next time, this is Dave from Dave's Dimension saying keep on busting, and I will catch you on the flip side.